excuse me. Okay, so we'll just start up without Gwen. Yeah, so Valem, you feel this knocking, and you turn and you see this woman behind you, and she sort of like nods her head in a direction and just sort of walks off. Elizabeth, as you kind of see, you see this movement, I think, as Valem kind of begins to notice it, and you look up and you recognize this woman from Baldur's Gate. What do you guys want to do?
Well, depending on Valem's reaction, Beth would.
Well, yeah, I have a hunch this is our contact.
Yeah,
I can't
Beth would
imagine
just
who
kind
else
of
it would be.
confirm it, since she's the only one who actually saw her.
Yeah, follow her.
Okay.
Yeah, follow.
Yeah, so she starts. She's moving very fast. You cannot hear her feet touching the ground. She is moving quite fast, quite deftly through the city streets. She leads you down alleys, across streets. It seems like there's almost like a randomness. Like you, even Valen being raised here, you're not sure where the hell she's taking you. And I think you guys traverse the city for probably like 15, 20 minutes. And trying to get your bearings is increasingly difficult because right when you think you have your bearings, she's moving so fast that you just keep having to like work yourself back and say like, okay, well, we were there. So she eventually leads you into what is, I think it's pretty far, like pretty far south of the North Ward. Like you're maybe in the middle, give or take, of the city. You're probably like in or near the Castle Ward, and there is something of like a large. It looks like a. Oh, Valen, did you disconnect? Are you still here?
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, and you believe you're somewhere near or in the Castle Ward, and she leads you into what looks to be like a mid-sized, maybe like a shop. I think it's probably like a jeweler shop. And there's a lot of middle, like upper middle class kind of shops in this general region. There's also like barracks and stuff around here. And she kind of just nods at the jeweler shop to you. And she just waits.
Wanting us to go in?
Well, she's waiting to see what you'll do.
She just stood by the door and nodded at it?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I'll go on in.
And like as you begin to walk, she like puts her arm on you to stop you. And she says nothing, but she like stares at you and like almost like gives you this look like, what the fuck are you doing? And she reaches down and she pulls out her blade. And she looks at you expectantly.
Back.
Thank you. Welcome back. Like she pulls out a short sword and a dagger. And she just looks at you.
I kind of lean in to her
Mm-hmm.
and I say, "Do you speak common?"
And she just snorts through her nose.
Are you Miyuki?
And she looks to you, Selenda, and she gives you a nod.
Is this where they're holding his sister?
Gives another nod.
She doesn't speak whatever language they was trying to speak to her?
She hasn't spoken. I didn't say she can't speak.
Can you speak?
Just being very cryptic.
And she just snorts. And she pulls the mask down, and she opens her mouth, and you see that she's missing her tongue.
Oh.
And she pulls the mask back up. And she like gestures to the door, and she like shakes her weapon at you like, are we doing this?
Doing what?
I guess we're getting my sister back.
Now?
Now?
And like Miyuki's just standing there waiting for you to act.
I mean, Alistair said she was kind of violent.
Well, gives us an edge here at least.
Is this smart, though? Won't they kill his other sister?
The rest of the family's at the inn. We have Have we seen the other sister at the inn? We've just seen the parents.
No, I said there was one of the sisters. You don't know which. Because,
But did we? Were they seen? Did the boys see her?
yes.
Okay, I missed that.
Yeah, I just think this is really terrible planning. I burned all my spells, basically.
Well, maybe we should wait.
And Miyuki just looks impatient and just, like, raises her hands up, as if to say, like, what are we waiting for? What are we doing?
Miyuki, can't we just wait? I don't think we're ready yet.
She raises her hand to her forehead and just, like, starts rubbing her forehead. She just, like, throws her hands up in the air and turns, like, to go walk away.
No, don't leave. Alistair promised you'd help us.
And, yeah,
Miyuki,
she
we
kind
don't
of,
even have a place of operations right now.
We don't even have somewhere
We
to stay
rescue
tonight.
her. Where are we taking her?
yeah, she doesn't respond.
We rescue
Celinda-
her.
Celinda, she can't talk, but can you use message with her? Maybe she can communicate with you telepathically.
I could try that. Can I message her? Yeah.
Please do. Please do.
Of course you can, yeah. What do you say?
Can you respond back this way?
Yeah, and, like, there's, like, a pause, and she like, visually rolls her eyes in front of you. Yes.
Yeah, she can talk this way.
Okay. Ask her where she plans on taking my sister once we break her out of here, because we have nowhere to go.
Okay.
I mean, we're
So-
basically going to the beach and live in a hut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
so she'll
like, Miyuki can hear you saying that out loud, so she just, like, throws her arms up, because she's hearing it once, and now she's going to have to hear it again from Celinda.
Yeah.
Well, I have to actually contact her in order to say it. So I'll probably I probably won't like redictate it, but I'll like, well, what's your answer?
Yeah, like, what do you say? Or you
What's
just
your
say, like,
answer?
what
What's
he
your
said.
answer?
What say you?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
he said.
And she says, that's not my problem. I'm here to help. I'm trying to help. What are we doing?
Well, my friend here is on magic, so we might have to let him recharge a little.
My other companions are scouting out the inn where the rest of my family is. Once we're able to compile a plan that don't requires mass homicide or cause the death of any of my family members, then we can act upon that. But I don't think we need to be rash
And
and head into something headstrong.
Celinda, I think Miyuki gestures to you. She's like gestures to your head and to her head and to your head.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so do you cast message when she does that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she says into your head, it took me quite some time to track them down. They move often. They know what they're doing. We have the element of surprise now.
So if we don't do it now, we might not be able to do it.
Do you know how many are in there? Beth kind of catches on to this kind of silent conversation, I would assume.
Okay, yeah, sure.
She relays that as soon as she hears.
Okay.
But she also messages her back. So basically, if we don't do this now, we don't do it at all.
And she says, I didn't say that. It just took some time. They move around. And if they move, I'm not saying I won't be able to track them. You wanted my help. I'm here to help. And now you don't want my help.
No, we want your help. We need your help.
And yeah, she says, like, it's under her breath, but telepathically, so it doesn't sound like that, but you get that gist, and she just goes, obviously. So they have two assassins and some sort of wizard. Hopefully one without spells as well. And she like kind of like gestures to Valem.
I doubt it. But I've got spells.
And she looks to you. She says,
But we know the inn is surrounded, and if they've got a wizard, it's possible.
This
they
isn't
can
at the inn, though.
communicate. I know.
You're right. It is possible they could have sending.
If they have magic, yeah, they can do the same thing we're doing.
Beth has a point. She just telepathically or messages that to her.
And there's 3 of them, and who knows how many Zentarum in that inn.
Well, if we know that there's a wizard, that would be have to be our primary target to prevent any of that from happening. If we do
I'll
have the
take care
element
of
of
the wizard.
surprise. Um,
And Beth and I could take care of a wizard, no problem.
I think we could take 3.
I think we could take 3, no problem. Especially if they're grouped up well.
All right.
I mean, if we break in here, is there a chance then that we draw them away from the inn?
Draw who away from the inn?
The bodies that are there.
I could probably draw them away from the inn.
No. Again, if we're working on the assumption that the magic user inside can do ascending, we know we've got people in the inn to protect those who are there. If we're hitting here, Valem, the one they're looking for, is here with us, as well as 2 other known associates. Will that pull bodies away from the inn towards us, which gives the boys less to deal with? Yeah?
But that's assuming they're even still there. And again, they could just kill all of my family as soon as they find out we're trying to break them out.
That's my biggest worry, is that
We need to
break
stop the
them out-
wizard from doing that. We don't want to just let him cast sending or anything that's gonna alert them to what we're
I don't
doing.
have counterspell. I think Bellium's the one with that.
Alton, I think.
Alton or
Oh,
Bellion, one of those 2.
We just need to get in. We need to hit him hard.
Can we see through the glass at all, or is it completely dark?
It's completely dark in there. Yeah, and I think at this point, Selena Miyuki starts doing the whole forehead thing.
We probably should move
Yes?
away from the door.
She says, "It's obvious you're not ready. Find
No,
me
we're
when
not.
you." She says, "Find me when you are," and she just starts
Ow.
like to disappear off into the
Ow!
shadows.
No! Don't go!
I'm gonna throw 100. Can I upcast Hunter's Mark on her? Shit. I don't think I've got a spell slot that high yet. I don't.
Damn you! Damn you, Alistair. Why couldn't you send me someone more reliable?
Well, they said that they move her. We could try to watch the place now that we know where she's being held.
Yeah. She might not be there forever, though.
Okay, so while you guys figure out what you're doing, back at the tavern, what's going on? Belly, and you're still playing your music, presumably?
Yeah, and also, actually, probably just going to swap to juggling his daggers. Because who wants to see an idiot get cut? And just literally pull out knives and start juggling them.
Yeah, and I think some of the folk who came in later in the evening are like looking at you a little aghast, and Aldo seems to be enjoying the show.
And his friends, I'm sure, are loving it too.
Nah, I mean they've taken notice. They're not like so thoroughly engaged and staring at you. Like a couple of them notice you, but mostly it's just Aldo kind of watching you. Some of the
Really?
more noble people are like they're almost aghast watching this.
Followed by, Aldo, throw me another one!
And he's like, "Nah, man, you're doing just fine. No need to overdo it." He's like, I'm sure these other folks want to hear some good music soon anyway. Don't want you cutting off one of them fingers of yours." Kind of smiles at you, and he like turns around to kind of walk away.
Yeah, then I'll go back to the horn afterwards. Just seeing, just messing with him a little bit, seeing what he does.
Okay, sure. Reginald Alton.
I'm still, patiently waiting for Kalen to be done, or for kind of the string of orders to be settled down, and when he has some time to come and sit back and talk.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm probably just chatting with Alton a little bit to keep up appearances about, sailor stories or something.
Okay. So yeah, I think Kaylin and Isabel are just busy like running around cleaning up, bringing people food. As it's getting later, it's probably like 9:30. Some of the nobles have sort of begun to drink a little too much, and it's about time for them to start heading out. But Aldo is kind of like trying to help Kaylin and Isabel, and one of Valem's sisters is sort of like, moving through and helping them a little bit. She seems obviously distracted. Um, yeah. Do you want to actually like do anything else, or like Alton? Are you doing anything with O's?
I have O's in the other room with standing orders to let me know if anybody has a conversation back there and to relay what that conversation is.
You mean in the kitchen?
Correct.
Okay.
Past that, I am looking for a time when one of the family is not immediately engaged with everybody. Not running around so I don't cause a second tripping incident.
Okay. So I think that I think one of Valem's sisters is probably in the kitchen. She kind of disappears into there a lot, and I think at some point like Aldo's kind of moving around talking to people. He's having a little chit chat with Bellian, and um, um, Kaylin and Isabel are sort of moving around, and Valem's sister, makes her way into the kitchen, and she's in there for quite a while. And I think like Aldo seems to notice, and he kind of heads into the kitchen, and we through O's, we see that she appears to be like sobbing in the kitchen, and Aldo goes in, and he's still a couple feet from her, like he doesn't try to close the gap, um, and O's relates to you, Alton, that they're having a conversation, and it seems like Aldo is actually trying to calm her down. He doesn't put his hands on her or anything like that. Um, but O's keeps relating to you that, like, I don't know, boss. He seems really friendly. Like, he's being really nice. He seems like a nice guy.
Considering everything, I am going to lean back in my chair a bit and just make it look like I'm laying my head back to take a nap and assume direct control.
Okay. Yeah, so the scene like unfolds before you, and his Valem's sister is crying, and Aldo kind of like reaches over and grabs a towel, and he sort of like reaches across, and he's not, again, like he's not trying to like get in her space, and he hands her the towel, and he says, "Listen, honey, I know you're upset, and you have every right to be, you really do, but this will all be over soon. I just need to get some stuff sorted out. It's gonna be fine." And she just like looks at him and glares fucking daggers at him. And she says, "You're torturing our family. Now, come on. That's a harsh language. Uh, it's not torture, not really. Come on now. You're in here working, feeding people. That's what you'd be doing if I weren't here, right? It's just there's a little added drama. I get it. I understand. Just give me some time and I'll sort this out. All right? Just stay calm. It's gonna be fine."
Oh my God, he's gaslighting her.
And she's just like she's like not biting, like she she's appears to be calming down, but we can kind of tell that she's not. He says, "Look, I just need to have a conversation with your brother. I know he's going to be coming around here sometime soon, don't know when, but I know, I know his time, right? He's going to have to swing around, and well, we're going to deal with this, all right?" And she says, "I won't let you kill my brother." "I ain't gonna kill your brother." Whoa. Just, again, hostility. Just trust that I have my interests are pure here. I do not want to see your brother killed. Not at all. Just let me handle my stuff. Just stay calm. It's gonna be fine, right? It's gonna be fine. And she like throws the towel at him, and he kind of winks at her and smiles and like walks back out into the room.
As soon as he starts heading out, I am going to bail out of O's, so to speak,
Okay.
and telepathically go, okay, they're definitely not nice people.
Okay. Are you sending that, or are you just?
No, I'm telepathically going to Reginald. They're specifically looking for Valem.
Can I respond to you with this?
Absolutely. We
Yeah.
can have a full conversation.
Okay. So, well, that's something. Did you Did they say any other information that could be useful?
Not really. She accused him of torture. He's very, very, very smooth, but he specifically wants Valem here. Says this will all be over once they get a chance to talk. And she doesn't believe him for shit. Neither do I.
Okay. So some time passes, and I think some of the nobility kind of filter out, and we're left with more or less the same group that we were left with before. And Kaylin and Isabel are cleaning, and Valem's sister is doing the same. And um, Isabel kind of comes back to your table, and she picks up your dishes and your glasses, and she says, "Well, I hope you enjoyed your dinner. We're going to be closing up shop here pretty soon. I know you wanted to talk to Kaylin. I know it's late. If you wanted, I could try to grab him for you."
Oh, that would be great. Thanks.
Okay. All right.
Return
So
up, sir. Excellent.
she's like, "Oh, thank you," and she kind of picks up the dishes and walks away. And a couple minutes pass, and I think Kalen kind of makes his way back, and he's got a towel, and he kind of comes back and sits down with you. He says, "I understand that you had some sort of business offer. We're getting close to closing down, but I got a couple minutes now."
Yes, well, I'm a purveyor of wines, and I'd like to see if you'd like to stock some of the Ramsbottom Vineyard wines here in your establishment. It seems like, based on what I've seen tonight, you get quite a good amount of business and of the right sort of class for this type of wine.
Well, right. I'm not really in the market, as it were. Uh, is there
Well,
any?
please, let's just chat for a little bit, and I'll pull out, take one of the bottles that I brought and have a taste of it at least. It's quite good.
Oh, well, yeah. Of course. I mean, it's only polite, I guess. He's like, yeah. Let me just. Isabel, can you bring us some glasses? And like, there's a minute, and she kind of comes back and brings back some clean glasses.
While
And-
there's a lull in the conversation, I am going to, again, and he's sitting down now, I assume, yes?
Yes.
All right, no falling over this time. We can have a discreet conversation.
And like, he just turns and stares at you. Like, there's nothing discreet about it. Like, he's just staring at you. And like,
Oh, yes, I forgot to introduce my...
Not be very discreet.
Yeah, when he turns too, I'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry. This is my friend Alton. He is, one of the crewmates on the ship that will be delivering here. So
oh, and he like almost chokes on his own.
I'm
spit.
so sorry for not introducing him. And I'm gonna kind of like stare at him.
Yeah, I'll reach out my hand, saying it's a pleasure to meet you verbally, and then telepathically going, Valem did send us, by the way.
Yeah, and yeah, he like stares at Reggie. He's like, oh, yeah, and like he reaches out like a little shaky, like shakes your hand. Right, of course. Yeah, should we have a glass of your? You said it was a brandy.
Well, I do have some brandy too, but let's start with the wine. I think that'll be more of a common sale here.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, it's your wine after all. And he just kind of like he's trying not to make it like he's trying to stop his hand from shaking with the glass in it, and he like reaches out for you to pour him a glass.
So I'll pour, and then I'll be like, "So is it just you and your wife that work here then, or do you have any family?"
Oh well, I have our daughter. My daughter, she helps us around the inn, and like he's squinting his eyes like he's confused because if you're friends with Valem, you should know, and he's not really sure what's going on.
Can I make an insight check to realize that that's what his problem is?
Well, I'm telling you that's what's going on. You don't need to make an insight check. Like he's just nervous, and he's confused about like what you know as opposed to what you should know. Like mostly it's just nerves.
Yeah. Again, telepathically, trying to put on a show for your watchers. We know you have 2 daughters and a son, and only one of your daughters is here. The rest of our friends are looking for the other.
Yeah, and he like brings the glass to his lips and starts to swallow and almost chokes on it when you're speaking to him telepathically. He's like, and he tries to respond to you telepathically, but it kind of comes out as a stutter at first.
And when he kind of chokes too, I'm like, I know it's a little strong, but I'm sure once you let it breathe for a little bit, you'll find the
Yeah,
aftertaste quite enjoy it. I'm gonna keep trying to catch every time he like stumbles on the telepathic reception.
exactly. Sure. So yeah, he you kind of tell him that, and he's like, oh right, yeah, it's good. It like you said, maybe a minute to breathe, and he like shakily puts his glass back down. Um, and I think Alton, he says to you telepathically, like I told him not to come back. It's dangerous. These people, and like you can see his face is starting to like turn pale as he's doing this telepathically.
Alton is just going to be like, if you've ever seen Baby Huey, old Baby Huey stuff, does that big smile all the time. Yes, well, we're not also telepathically, of course, we're not exactly pushovers, and he couldn't leave you like this. You had to know that. But why are they here? Why do they want you? And do we have someplace safe to take you?
No, I can't leave. We can't leave. No. You guys
Once
need
we
to
find your other daughter.
No, you need to leave. You're gonna get everyone killed. He didn't. That son of a bitch. He didn't tell me why he was here. He just said something. I heard him saying something about leverage. I don't know. It's too dangerous. You don't know these people.
Telepathically, Zentarum, assholes. Very well funded.
It's like, yeah, but you tell that son of mine to keep away.
I will tell him, but I don't know if he'll listen.
While they're having this back and forth, I'm going to be kind of talking about where the vineyard. Oh, it's a small little place, like kind of just to cover the silence.
Sure. Yeah. You're like describing the vineyard and how like there's like this
How we make the wine and how long we let it sit, and age and all that stuff.
Yeah, like maple cured like barrels or whatever. Yeah. And he keeps like trying to sip the wine. And he's trying to he's doing that thing, Reginald, where he's kind of staring at you, and he's trying not to look at Alton because they're having this conversation. But it's almost like too forced because he's just staring at you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like maybe like 10, 15 minutes has passed, and I think you guys kind of hear like a little knocking, like someone's like by the kind of opening to this back room, and there stands Aldo. He says, "Well, hi, fellas. I don't mean to intrude. I smelled something wonderful back here." And he said, "Kaylin, you all right? Isabel was just looking for you." And he says, "But now I see kind of disappeared for a reason, huh?" He's like, "You mind if I join you? I got a glass right here." And he kind of turns around and just seems to like pull a glass from out of nowhere.
Certainly. I saw you helping out around here too. Do you work here?
Oh no, man! I'm just a regular. I've been in town
Just a
for
friend?
a while. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you could say that. I'm just sort of been working in the area and taking jobs, and I've been renting a room here from Kalen. He's a good fella. I figured, might as well help out, And he said they don't have a lot of
It
help
does get
here.
quite busy here, yeah.
It really does, man. They need more help, and I told Kalen they should hire some folk, but he just wants to keep it in the family. I guess I don't rightly know. And he kind of sits down with you, and he reaches over to the bottle, Reginald, and like looks at you almost like for permission before he like
Yeah.
pours himself.
And I'll say, yeah, have a taste. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, and he like pours himself like a good like 3-4 fingers. Like smells it. It smells like mighty fine wine. I mean, not much of a wine guy myself, but he said I'll give it a go. And he sort of like cheers you and takes a swig. That ain't bad at all. You make this yourself.
Well, not personally, but I do own the vineyard and hired the people to make it. Some good
Well-
folk that know how to treat grapes.
Yeah, you got to treat them grapes right. Yeah, I know what you mean there. You said you were from Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, well, the vineyard is a little bit outside of Baldur's Gate. I mostly do business there, but we've been growing and been seeking, to expand a little bit, and thought, why not try Waterdeep? There's a lot of ships back and forth. It'd be pretty easy to set up a shipping route here.
Yeah, he says it is kind of known for that after all. Kind of like slaps you like jovially on the back. And Alton, what are you doing while they're having this like interchange? exchange.
I have stopped trying the telepathic conversation. He's stutter stepping too often.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going, well, as long as my captain gets her cut, I'm all for wherever you want to ship to, but you are going to have to ship out of Baldur's Gate. You know that, right?
Well, of course.
All right, we're not making any extra stops, is all I'm saying.
And yeah, I think Aldo kind of laughs. He says, "Wow, man, you're a forceful little man, aren't you? Respect that. You seem like a hard-working fella."
You will find few who work harder than sailors until we relax. Then getting us to go start working again is a pain in the yes.
Yeah, and he sort of like scratches his chin. He says, "Yeah, I've known some sailors in my time. I'll tell you what, some of them wenches, though, oof." He said, "They know how to work. You know what I mean, buddy?"
Absolutely, but I have the strangest feeling you're going to offend one of these two people.
Oh no, Caitlin ain't easily offended, are you? And Caitlin just sort of like nervously smiles. He's like, "No, no, of course not." Um, okay, Bellion, while this is happening, what are you doing?
I'm gonna like, as most of the nobles are like the people that normally actually go there, right? Like it's just the crew, so to speak.
Yeah,
That
I
we're
mean,
looking at.
there's maybe a couple hangers on, but yeah.
I want to finally pack my pack my horn back in my bag, pick it on up off the floor, and go over to the bar and immediately like walk right up to Aldo and smack him on the back and go, "Nice to meet you, Aldo," and try to slip something into Reginald's bag.
Okay. And Aldo turns to you. He says, "So yeah, you'll need to make a sleight of hand check, obviously."
Yeah.
And uh, Aldo says, "You ain't leaving, are you?" He said, "It's. I mean, I know it's late, but he said you did a hell of a job tonight, man. I respect the hell out of that."
Oh, thank you much. It was real nice to meet you. Real nice to meet you too, Kaylin. But I'm gonna have to, head on out. I gotta find this place is a little pricey for me. You know how it goes.
And
I'm
yeah,
trying to mimic him a little bit too with this drawl and be like,
mm-hmm,
try to blend in, make him a little more at ease around me.
mm-hmm, yeah. And Aldo says, "Well, all right, man. I could make a couple recommendations for you if you want. I mean, I ain't been in the town long. Caitlin knows the place much better than I, don't you, Caitlin?" Caitlin's just like nervously nodding. He's like, "I hope you'll come back tomorrow, do some work, man. You brought in a crowd tonight. I tell you what."
You got it. I'll be ready in tomorrow morning. How about that?
Well, man, come on, not early. I ain't gonna wake up before noon. How about you?
You know what? I'll be here at end one. I'll meet you here.
Sounds good, man. All right. And he kind of like stands up to shake your hand.
Yep. I shake his hand.
Okay. All right. So you go to leave. You slip something into Reginald's bag.
Yeah, I slip him essentially last will and testament.
Okay.
And I leave, and I obviously am watching my back because I'm feeling that someone's gonna follow me.
Okay. So you go to leave. Meanwhile, Elizabeth, Selena, Valen, what are you guys doing?
Is it possible for us to get in and maybe make a switch with his sister?
I mean, I'm gonna say yes, but understand that you don't know what you're walking into. I mean, you have an idea, but you don't know what the inside is like. You don't know where technically she's being held, if she's being held there at all, which you have reason to believe she is.
Can I have Miyuki like draw out plans for us?
Yeah, I think Miyuki was walking away. Like if you guys aren't
we're
going
not
in,
letting her walk away.
Well,
We're not letting her walk away.
First of all, she's not the kind that you're gonna just tell her to stay and she stays.
But we're gonna run after her.
She'll just tell you. She'll tell you flat out, if we're not going inside to do what needs done, we're not doing this at all.
Well, I'm not going to lose this opportunity.
Do you want to go in, Phelan?
My sister's behind this door. I'm not going to leave her there. So.
Well, what I was thinking is, what if I went in, used alter self on myself to look like your sister, and we just made a switch? If we could do it, it would buy us some time.
Again, once we enter this door, I mean, they could just be sitting there, lights on, just facing us.
Well, if it's possible.
Is there a back entrance? And I'm gonna look at the contact because the name is blanking.
Miyuki.
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 Yeah, she just gives you a very fast nod.
Does she think it would be possible for me to sneak in
No.
and just trade
No.
places? No. Well,
Yeah, I think we need to go in and just crack
guns
skulls.
blazing.
Yeah. It
Should I
kind of goes
ready a
without saying.
fireball?
And I think she.
Well, no.
I think
No fireball.
Selenda, she grabs you by the arm. She says, "This is a mistake. If your friend is not prepared, if he's not able to fight, this is a mistake.
Then what do you suggest?
We wait. I don't want to wait. I don't like waiting. I was brought here to do a job, but I'm not going to go in there and die for you because you're not prepared for this."
Well, I'm prepared for this.
I just don't want to waste the opportunity. If you said that if we're not doing this now, we're not doing it ever, then
You don't have
She
any
okay,
spell
just to
slots
clarify,
left?
she never said that. You guys said that. You assumed that's what she meant. She never said that. She said, "Now's a good opportunity that you have the element of surprise, and it's hard to track them." She did not say this was going to be the last opportunity for you to do this.
I have one spell slot above second level. That's the only thing.
I have all but one of my spell slots.
And I'm good to go for what good that does us.
I guess this is up
I
to
think
you,
we should.
Valen.
I think we should try it. I don't want to leave her here. If we have this opportunity, I can't conceivably walk away from this door knowing that my sister's right behind it now. There's no way I could do that.
I kind of agree.
Whatever you say, Valem.
You tell
I wish I
me.
could give you some of my spell slots.
I'm not leaving, so I look at Miyuki. If she's not walking away, then we're gonna do this.
We
Okay,
just can't get her name right, can we?
you really can't.
Miyuki. We're gonna spell it phonetically.
I wrote it down.
Miyuki.
It's Miyuki.
It's even in the
Miyuki.
handout. She's dirty girl Miyuki.
Okay, yeah. So, so she, if you're going in, she'll go with you. But
Well, we'll do our best.
yeah, and I think Miyuki just says to you, "I hope your best is good enough."
I have confidence in Phalem and Beth. They've never let me down before.
Oh, was that a fly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was loud.
It was a gigantic fly, and it flew over and it landed right on my mic.
We could tell.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like looking around my head. I'm like, Jesus.
So was I.
She does it in stereo, so I knew it was her. I'm like, damn it.
You should have seen the look on my face though, seeing it, because that was huge. Holy crap.
So are we sneaking in the back?
I guess.
I'm gonna glance at Miyuki.
And she says, she just looks at you, Elizabeth.
That's why I'm asking yes or no questions.
Yeah. She just shrugs.
Valem.
I'm in some pretty clanky armor, so I'm not going to be sneaking up on anybody. So
You can. It'll help.
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay.
Yay!
So
Break
you're
some heads.
I can help a little bit.
All right.
okay.
All right.
So are you guys are trying to sneak in here?
Yes, to the back.
Yeah.
All right. So why don't you guys, just for the time being, I guess, roll initiative.
Don't we need our tokens?
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, you can just. I'm putting them on the kind of right. If you want to put them like, I'll shift click here. Put them up kind of,
Oh,
yeah,
I can-
where Valem did. That's fine.
So 36.
I don't see Valem.
Oh, we're rolling stealth or initiative?
Well,
Oh.
I mean, stealth, you need to roll both, so that's fine. Like, you can roll stealth as well.
Okay.
That's totally fine.
You guys are
23.
still quarter size. That makes me laugh.
Not anymore.
I can't control it. So.
Yeah,
know.
we can't control that.
Only some of us have been on a map not quarter size since then.
Womp womp.
Hmm.
Probably not the best fight to have low initiative on.
Well, it'll also be about if you get the drop. Um, oh shit, this isn't gonna work. I bet. Her fucking stupid ass rolls. Okay. All right. Um,
Good job,
okay,
Nate.
so you guys are. What did you roll for stealth?
I
23.
didn't roll stealth.
36.
Hang on. Let me roll stealth. I forgot about that. I'm not good at stealth, guys.
15.
15. Okay. So who's leading here?
Me.
Okay.
You or wherefore is wait? I thought we were sneaking in the back. So wouldn't Miyuki have to show us the back door?
It's up to you. You have to tell her where you're going.
Back door. I mean, she
Yeah, we
knows
wanted to
how
go
the
through the back, but
Okay. All right. So she'll lead you to the back door. She kind of like reaches in and to the lock, and she seems to fiddle with it very briefly, and the thing just like pops right open. And she just like opens the door wide, Valem, and just like beckons you, like, go ahead.
and I opened the door.
Okay. It is, like I said, it's pitch black in here. There's no light coming from anywhere.
Wonderful. So I turn to Celinda and say, "Hey, maybe you lead the way."
I can always hand Vela my light necklace.
No, I don't want to turn a light on. If we turn a light on,
No, I got dark vision. That's what he
Right. Never mind.
meant. Everybody take my hand, I guess.
yeah. I put my hand in her back pocket.
Okay.
Tom forward.
Yuki's in the back, and like, who's so Elizabeth? Are you in the back?
No, I'd make Miyuki go in front of me.
Yeah. No, she won't. Like she's not gonna let you like push her ahead. She's waiting for you to go.
And Beth will wait for probably a handful of seconds until, because she doesn't exactly trust having this unknown that she has seen kill somebody at her back.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna wait.
Okay. Well, you two are going to be standing at the back door. Valem and Celinda, you guys are starting to walk in through the store. Celinda, you're seeing what you kind of expect to see. You're in the back room, so there's a bunch of tools back here. There's cloths, there's oils and things. There's even maybe like a grinding machine for grinding jewels down. It's a fairly small room. There's some shelves and things. Maybe like a broom off in the corner. Just appears to be some kind of like workroom.
Okay. Any doors?
Yeah, there is one door that leads straight in front, which you could probably reasonably assess goes back like into the store front. And then there's a door kind of off to your right. You don't know where it leads.
Well, she's going to turn to Valem, and there's one door that probably goes to the storefront, and then the other one over there.
Let's go to the side door.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
She'll lead them over to that one.
Can I still hear their footsteps?
With a 15
We're pretty stealthy.
stealth? I don't know. You probably can hear me more than anybody.
You can barely hear Celinda's footsteps, and they're disappearing into the distance.
Beth, stop being a dumbass and get your ass over here.
Beth will grit her teeth finally and move ahead until she essentially runs into Valem.
Okay, so you head in.
What are you doing?
I've seen her kill somebody. I didn't want her at my back.
She was.
Okay. So you kind of head through this door, and it kind of leads off into a side room that kind of looks like the entrance to, I don't know, like not quite a foyer, but there is a staircase that goes up. You presume that it goes upstairs into what is maybe a living space upstairs, but there's also like a small door at the foot of the stairs.
Mhm.
But it's still pitch black.
Okay, she's gonna relay that to Valem.
This place is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, same.
Beth is more she's kind of like hand on Valem, but she's paying attention behind her. She's not really.
She messaged Mayuki and see if Mayuki knows which place where she is in the building.
Hmm. And she says, down.
Down. So at the bottom of the stairs.
I mean, there's that little door there, yeah.
Yeah, let's check the door.
Yeah, we'll check that door then.
Okay.
It goes down into the basement.
Yeah, it is locked. Like, it does not open.
Does anybody have thieves' tools?
We saw Miyoki open the back door.
Mayuki.
Yeah, and you hear Miyuki just snort from behind her. Like, of course. Like, of course you need her to open the door.
We aren't thieves, Miyuki.
So she
Yeah.
starts, like, pushing beside you. Like, she just starts, like, pushing all of you aside. And as she does, you kind of look up, because she's human, right? But she seems to be having no problem navigating. And as you kind of look over, and Elizabeth, I think you're the first to notice, she has pulled some sort of goggles down over her eyes. And she seems to have no problem navigating. And she just basically pushes you aside, and she walks up to the small door. And she looks up at all of you, and she puts her fingers to her lips like, shh. And she just reaches down and very deftly, like, pulls out a little patch, like a little pouch. And she starts, like, looking up, and she's, like, putting her hands on the door. And it takes her all of about, like, 8 seconds. And you guys hear, like, a little click. And then she looks up, and she just very, like almost like rubbing your noses in it, like, puts her tools back in her pouch. And looks up at you and, like, raises her hands like, was it that hard?
Sloan just gives her a thumbs up.
I do a silent clap, like,
Mm-hmm. And she's just like, she like rolls her eyes. Selenda, I think you're the only one who actually sees it though. And she begins to pull the door open, and she just like gestures all of you like, go ahead.
Okay, what's on the other side? Is it a stairway, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it does lead into what looks like a very narrow, like if you've ever seen like a staircase, especially like on a submarine, they're very narrow stairs going down. And
No one's claustrophobic.
you do sort of see maybe the flickering of a shadow down on the wall. Like there's some inclination of light down there.
All right. Well, I guess we might as well. YOLO, as Leyland likes to say.
YOLO.
So we're going down the stairs, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, you guys go down the stairs, and as you're moving downstairs, I think that it's Selenda that, because you only rolled what, a 15 for stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could always fly down the stairs.
So you're moving down the stairs, and you're all moving very quietly. And Valem, you're especially quiet in all your armor. None of you hears Miyuki behind you, and I think Selenda, you go to step, and you miss a step, and like you barely catch, and your foot comes down hard on the step below it, where you're catching yourself, and there's like a loud like creak noise. And I think, Selenda, since you're in front, you just barely hear a shh, and then the lights just collapse, and all the lights, like it's completely pitch black.
Yay. I'm gonna cast light on my hair. Because we've been caught, basically.
You're gonna cast light on your hair.
Yes.
pretty sure that's a phrase that's never been uttered in all of D&D ever.
I used to have a warlock that did it all the fucking time.
Okay, well, it's new to me. But all right, yeah, you cast light on your hair. Valem and
Well,
Elizabeth, you're basically blinded as soon as she does this. The light just explodes from her hair. You're not expecting it. So it's going to take a couple seconds for your eyes to adjust. So why don't we, since you made it all this way, why don't we re-roll initiative? I'll clear it.
Because I rolled really shitty. Come on, Sil. You're in the front. You need a good initiative. Good job.
Jesus Christ, I rolled for shit. Okay, go figure. Sean can't fucking roll. So okay, Selenda, your hair explodes. Yeah, the room lights up. It is basically just a shit basement. There's very little down here. But as you kind of turn around the corner of the stairs, you do see a few things. You see two people shrouded in armor and leather. You see what looks like someone in some sort of cloth and a robe further down here. And then in the very back corner of the room, you see what appear to be two humanoids who are laying on the ground, like on some sort of bed rolls, bed sheets, that kind of thing. So Selenda, you have first action. What do you want to do?
Are they 20 feet away from are the ones in armor 20 feet from the rest of them?
Sorry, hang on. There we go. No, because no, I don't think you can hit.
Actually, I think I could.
I don't think you can hit all three.
Yep, totally can.
I totally can.
And miss the completely.
Shit, why? I'm sorry. That's why. I'm about to have a panic attack. Okay.
Yeah, I can totally hit them all three.
Okay,
Should I fireball?
Are you gonna
Would
do that?
Balaam kill me if I fucking fireball these guys?
It's not up to him. What are you doing?
What is this basement made of? Is it like a stone basement?
It's a stone foundation.
All right, then I'm gonna fucking fireball them.
Okay. So as you begin to cast the spell, I am gonna need you to make a roll, because Sean's wise to your tricks.
Okay. Is he gonna counterspell me?
He is. But
he makes a roll, not her.
He makes a roll. Not
what
me.
is? Oh.
But counterspell's level 3, so he.
Yeah, he's casting it at a higher level than that.
Well, no, like he doesn't
matter.
have to. Fireball's level 3 spell.
Oh, so it
automatically works.
Oh, okay.
Automatically works.
I mean, he might still be casting it at a higher level if that's what he's doing.
Right. But okay, because I obviously don't know how counterspell works. But yeah, so you feel the fire, you begin to pull it down. The wizard just looks at you, like waves his hand, and the magic just disappears.
You son of a bitch.
Do you have a bonus or a move you want to take?
No.
Okay, Elizabeth.
I'm gonna come all the way down the stairs though.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna slip past Valem down the stairs.
Okay.
Whoops, wrong tool. Here-ish. I'm assuming this would be bottom of stairs-ish.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna throw Hunter's Mark on the robed guy.
Okay.
And take 2 shots at him.
Okay.
First
Definitely
shot.
hits.
And Hunter's Mark damage.
12, so it's 15 damage.
Second shot.
Yeah, fucking mage.
Also hits.
Hunter's Mark and Colossus Slayer. Because he's already taken damage.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm trying to. It's been so long since we have combat. Jesus Christ, I can't remember how to do Hunter's Mark. There it is. Okay. All right, so you have bonus. Anything else your turn?
Yeah, hang on a second. I haven't had combat in so long.
Well, you took 2 actions and a bonus for your Hunter's Mark, so unless you want to move, that's it.
Not necessarily. Next time I hit a creature with a ranged weapon attack, I can do Hail of Thorns that will bind a creature.
Okay.
Is that a bonus? Oh, it's a bonus action.
Yeah.
Shit, never mind.
Okay. Valem.
These leather-clad characters up here,
Mm-hmm.
are they holding weapons,
Yes. Oh, they're armed to the teeth.
swords, or bows? What are they holding?
I'm pretty sure it's a short sword each, but let me double check. Yeah, they have a short sword. Each of them has pulled out. They also have a light crossbow in each of their hips.
Okay. I'm gonna move forward. Right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast. Oh, perfect. No, I can't cast it. I don't have a spell slot for it. All right, I'm gonna cast the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
uh, just at second level, and that's gonna be on this feller back. Oh, still on this feller back here.
Okay.
And I'll drag that on screen, maybe.
There you go. Okay.
And yeah, 27 to hit.
Yep, he hits. Okay.
And
Anything
then
else?
as a bonus, wait,
I think
yeah, that
is
was my bonus action. Yeah, so as my action, I'm gonna pulse Radiance of the Dawn,
Okay.
and that's just gonna affect these two guys.
The assassins.
Yeah.
Con save. Okay, so they both take 21 damage. Okay, now it's their turn. Let's see. All my options available to me. Do. So
Hello?
I muted myself. I'm just reading.
Oh, like you cut out like just in the middle of saying something. I'm like, oh, did I disconnect?
So what's going to happen here is the wizard. I think this is probably not going to work the way I want, but he is going to raise his hand. Excuse me, and he is going to. Oh shit! I didn't roll for you guys.
What?
You forgot I didn't roll for Miyuki.
Oh yeah, you didn't roll for Miyuki.
I thought you did roll for Miyuki and
So
she got resist.
she'll be first. No, because we redid initiative, so she'll be first the
That's
next
right.
round. Which sucks because she's waiting to see what you guys do. Because what happens is the wizard raises his hand, and I am going to attempt to draw a thing here. Draw shit. No, we'll just do it this way. He is going to draw kind of with his hand. I don't know how wide it is.
Kind of gold.
No, he is going. This is too frustrating. I don't want to cast a spell because it's annoying. I can't even figure out how it's supposed to work. There's too much fucking text. Yeah, so he is going to cast on Selenda. I need you to make a pretty sure saving throw. Sorry, guys. Charisma saving throw.
I'm really good at those.
Please.
Don't tempt fate.
I have a +8 in that, okay?
Okay, excuse me. So, you are considered banished. You literally
you
blink
fucking
out of the
kidding me?
room.
Well, I'm gone for a minute. Break his concentration, guys.
Yeah, so you blink out of existence. And so Selenda just disappears. You find yourself, Selenda, in what appears to be the grayest room of all time. It's nothing but gray everywhere. And if you try to find the walls, there are just no walls. It's just empty gray space everywhere. And that is the wizard's turn. So now it's the assassin's turn. Because I don't think he can do anything else. They, of course, are going to... can they make it? Yeah. So both of them are going to sprint. That one's going to sprint up this way past Valem. Hopefully I'm not muted. I'm not. That one's going to actually dash to get there because he can't get to Elizabeth otherwise.
Does
So-
that one come close for me to get an attack of
No,
opportunity?
he purposely moved outside of 5 feet of you.
Okay.
So Elizabeth, they are both within 5 feet, but only one can take an attack action on you.
Sure.
So he is going to use both of his short sword attacks. He does get advantage because of his
Why?
body. Or no, he gets
That's
sneak
his
attack.
buddy?
Yeah, he gets his sneak.
Ah,
What's your AC?
16.
So the first one misses. The second one hits. He rolled a 20, so you take 6 piercing
Okay.
plus an additional 14.
I thought sneak attack was only on the first attack? Or was it on
First
both
one that
because the
hits.
buddy?
First one that
Ah,
hits.
okay.
One around.
Also, I need you to make a con save. Okay. Oops, sorry.
Assassins are really nasty.
Just be glad he didn't crit because it doubles everything.
So you take 27 poison damage, and
Jeez.
you are considered poisoned.
What does that mean?
I
Disadvantage
think you have
on
disadvantage on attacks.
Okay.
So that's their turn. Selenda is. Oh, I guess I should.
I am gone.
I will reorganize this because actually it's Miyuki's turn. She is going to
I'm sorry, how much was the poison damage?
27. Miyuki is going to run basically to your aid, Elizabeth, and she's going to try to. Actually, she'll try to attack the weak one. The one that Valem hit with his. Well, they were both hit by Radiance of the Dawn, but whatever. I'm just going to roll these publicly. That definitely hits. She gets 2 attacks. Second one misses, but she does get sneak attack. Plus this. It's weird for me to be doing public rolls. So he takes 21 damage from her attacks. Selenda.
Is in another fucking dimension.
Elizabeth, we're back to you.
Okay.
They're both within 5 feet of you. You do have sharpshooter,
Yep.
though, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Nope, that wouldn't change, actually, I don't think. It just protects from cover.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah. I'm actually going to move down past them. I have escaped the horde, so they are attacks of opportunity are both at disadvantage if they take them.
Oh, well, yeah, they're going to. So the first one swings at you with his short sword. What's your AC?
16?
His disadvantage roll is a 19, so you take 5 piercing.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that to you. And the second one rolls 15 at disadvantage, so he misses you.
Okay. I will then use...
That's what they were doing back at the brothel, John.
But
Boy. I will then use Cure Wounds at level 2 on myself.
Okay. Do you have a bonus action or anything you want to do?
No, because I can't attack to use them.
Okay. Valem.
I'm gonna try to get our Celinda back. So I'm gonna move up here a little closer to. I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians at 4th level.
Okay.
That's my last high level spell slot.
Okay, so he just makes a wisdom save.
Yeah. For half damage. So either way, he's gonna have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, so he definitely saves. So he takes half, and then he rolls.
To keep concentration.
So what is it? Just D10?
DC
It's
10
DC
Um,
10.
or half,
Or
damage,
half.
whatever's better.
High. Yeah.
He has to roll at least a 10.
He
So if the
rolled-
damage is under 20, it's a minimum DC 10.
He rolled literally a 10.
So yeah,
So he maintains his concentration.
It's a thing that I always have to do.
Okay.
Then as a bonus action, I hit again with my spiritual weapon.
Unfortunately, that
looks like a miss.
10 does not hit. Now it's his turn. He can't cast another concentration spell, which is important, perhaps. I think.
Now,
So-
to keep in mind, he's inside of my spiritual guardian range, so if he doesn't move out, he's going to take damage again this round.
Well, I don't know. Okay, that's okay. So he's gonna move 1. Oh, sorry. I always forget to do this. 1, 2. Okay. I don't know if he's still in range. It doesn't matter to me. What's
Okay.
important here is you're both in line. So he is going to cast Lightning Bolt.
Of course he is. Why not?
I would have done it too.
So I
Yep.
need you both to
Alright.
make
Called it.
dex saving throws. Elizabeth saves. Balaam does not. Balaam, you take 25 lightning damage. Elizabeth, you take 12. Oh, he actually. Oh, that's fine. I'm such a fuck up. Anyway, does he have a bonus? No. I think he's actually just going to use the rest of his turn because he only moved 10 feet. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3, and he's going to stop there. It's now the assassin's turn.
Does the spiritual weapon get attack of opportunity?
No, it
No.
does not. Yeah, these other assassins are just going to go after Miyuki because she's right there. Actually, no. One's going to attack her with a short sword. Hit and a miss, I think. Yeah, hit and a miss. So she takes technically 30 damage. She'll make a Constitution save. That she crits. And the other one, Elizabeth is going to turn. Oh, he actually gets a sneak attack on her as well. Phooey for none of you reminding me to try to kill my own character.
We didn't remind you for Elizabeth.
You guys are bastards. I'm going to remember that. So she takes an additional 17. Oh, geez. No, that's not right.
I'm entertained just listening to your commentary.
Okay. All right.
She does
I
have
help, but I'm
uncanny
in the
dodge, though.
demi-plane.
Yeah, I'm assuming she's uncanny dodging that.
She does. That's, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's too many numbers. Anyway, the other one, Elizabeth, is actually going to take a he's going to take a crossbow attack, a light crossbow attack at you.
Okay.
He hits you. You take 4 piercing damage.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now it's Miyuki's turn.
Kick their asses, Miyuki.
She's obviously pissed off. She's gonna take some short sword attacks. 1, 2. So the second one does hit. Oh, Jesus Christ. So behind you, Elizabeth, I don't know if you see it, but you probably hear the assassin that just shot at you. He just crumples dead to the ground. Like you hear you hear the blood splatter against the floor as he just crumples and dies.
Okay.
Selenda, anything you can do?
I can't fucking do anything.
Okay.
I don't have plane shift. I don't have.
Okay,
You
Elizabeth.
can ready.
In fact,
Yeah,
it says in the spell that I am incapacitated.
Elizabeth.
I am getting out of like straight line of attack
Okay.
with Phelim. And I'm gonna go at our caster again.
Okay.
2 shots.
Hits. Hits. Somebody just do the math. 24 plus, so 43,
Plus 2 con
46,
saves.
50, 58,
Damn.
66. Does that sound right?
Yep, 66.
Okay.
Make the con save.
No, I'm actually not. I'm not going to do that at all.
Because he's not there anymore, I'm assuming.
Nice.
Because yeah, what does it look like when you kill this wizard with 2 shots?
Nice.
One's gonna just catch him in the shoulder, so he gives me that like, "How dare you look?" And then the next one's like going up his nose.
Okay. And he just crumples and falls backwards as the blood just starts pouring and pooling on the ground. Do you have any movement or action left?
No, I did full movement and both my actions.
Okay.
And I'm back.
Yeah, Selenda,
Awesome.
you pop back into existence, basically standing in a puddle of blood, with Miyuki standing next to you as she's like dodging and weaving against this other assassin. Valem.
Well, seeing the
slippers.
the wizard collapse to the ground, I'm gonna move back this way. My weapon is significantly slower than me, can only get to there. So the assassin up here is gonna take damage from my spirit guardians.
Do you need to roll that, or is there a?
I'm rolling damage, yeah.
Thank you.
13.
Okay.
Wisdom
He
save.
saves, so he takes 4 damage.
Half damage.
Okay.
No, not 4. That was 13, so 6. Because I had to cast it at 4th level.
Oh, I see.
That was the only spell slot I had higher than 2nd.
There's 2. Okay. All right. So he takes 6 damage. Anything else you can do your turn?
I use my action to pulse Radiance of the Dawn.
Okay. Con save. He fails. Takes 26 damage. Good hit. Good hit. Okay. Anything else your turn?
That ends my turn.
It's his turn, and he's piecing the fuck out. He is gonna flee completely. He is gonna disengage, and he's gonna dash the fuck out of here. So he just bolts up to the stairs. You see him like almost slip on the blood, but he's dexterous enough that he's able to avoid it. But he disengages entirely. I want to see if Miyuki can take a shot at him.
And my family's dead.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
He's gonna go straight to the inn.
Yeah.
The boys are there.
Okay, so he flees the scene completely.
Can I dimension door after him?
You can try.
Dimension door my ass up them fucking stairs in front of him if I
Yeah.
can.
Well, the thing is, if we're doing that, then it's not your turn. So,
It is next.
well,
after
Miyuki goes. So yeah. Miyuki just looks around and like starts. She doesn't take an action. She just wipes any blood off of her blades and starts sheathing her weapons. And she's just looking around at all of you and like shrugs, like, eh. Now, Selenda, it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna dimension door up into from coming in, could I tell whether he'd probably make for the nearest door? Yes. So he'd probably go out the back door.
He's just trying to get out. Yeah.
Yeah. So the nearest door that I would know of would be the back door.
Yeah. It's probably going to be more than 30 feet though.
Oh no! Dimension door is 500.
500. Yeah.
No.
And you don't need sight.
I
You just
can
need to
dimension
tell.
dimension door my ass outside and wait for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that what you're doing?
I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dimension my door outside outside the house and just wait for him.
As soon as he opens the door, Sparta kick.
Are you?
And then I'm
is that
gonna ready a spell for him.
I was going to say, is that a bonus action or?
It's an action, but I'm just gonna wait for him.
Okay, but you can't. I don't think you can ready an action and take a bonus or that.
No, but like if he can't make it all the way out on the next turn, I'm gonna ready an action for him.
Okay.
Just
Elizabeth.
bastard.
I'm moving over to see who these people are.
Okay. Immediately you recognize both of them, Elizabeth. The
Mhm.
one closest to you appears to be Valem's sister. It's I don't know if you would be able to tell just looking at her because they're twins. But
They're
it is.
fraternal twins.
I thought they were.
No,
One's
they're identical.
blonde, one has dark hair.
Well,
Yeah.
fine, whatever. It's Vistoria. Like I'm pretty sure at some point we established that they were identical twins, but whatever.
No.
Yeah, they're fraternal.
No.
It's in my backstory. They're fraternal.
I mean, it's even in the art that he keeps.
Okay, can we just
Yeah.
stop?
The story is the blonde. Just if you were curious. Yeah.
I'm not because I'm not going to remember.
So wait, they're both sister?
It is Valem's sister.
Who's the other person? You said I recognize them both.
It's Casper, and he looks like he's on death's door.
Gotcha. I will. I'm assuming this one's Casper.
Correct.
I'm gonna touch him gently and use another cure wounds.
It has no effect.
Valem,
When
your
you
sister and cat.
when you look at
Huh?
him, you notice that it appears as though his veins you can almost see, and considering how dark it is, that's kind of strange. You notice
At this point, I've let my necklace out anyway.
Okay. You do notice it appears as though his veins appear like a darkish green color, like all of them across his entire face, his arms. He's not wearing a shirt. He's like completely topless. And he's just his body appears to be just sweating and it's almost in decay. He like I said, he looks like death.
Can I do a medicine check to try and identify it?
Sure, you can make a medicine check. You have no idea what this is.
All right. And I'll try and wake up his sister if possible.
She's basically awake. She's trying to like hunker down to look like she's sleeping, but she looks well. Like she doesn't look ill. She doesn't look ill like Casper does, but she's just sort of coming to and realizing what's going on. The blood is starting to seep into her like little bedroll from the wizard who's like bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, Beth will try and give her a reassuring smile because I think they're pretty familiar after that night where they trained her to be a bar wench, essentially.
Okay, Valem.
Knowing that the rest of my family is in complete danger if that guy gets out, I tear off after him.
Yeah.
So if I was only like 10 feet away, then I'm 10 feet away from him.
Okay. All right. So it's his turn. So Selenda, like describe where you're standing. Are you inside the building? Are you outside?
Probably right near the back door.
Okay. Like inside the house or outside?
Outside.
Okay. Yeah. So the door opens outward in your direction. So you hear you hear some footsteps and then the door just slams open. He sees you. I think he's going to basically just try to shoulder check you to knock you down, to get you kind of out of the way. I should have left him on the GM layer, but that's fine. So he's going to make a strength check. I need you to do the same.
Strength or dex? Can I dexterity this?
I mean, it's technically he's trying to knock you prone.
I know, but usually can I just like dodge out of the way?
Yeah, that's fine.
Which is what I mean, dexterity. Just
well, okay, that you still don't make it. So he slams into your gut. You basically get sprawled out on the ground.
son of a bitch.
And you see him tear ass off into an alleyway.
Can I still see him?
No, like he tears around a corner into an alley. Like you see where he goes, but you can't see around a corner. Okay. Miyuki's just like hanging out downstairs because she's just done.
Getting away.
Selenda.
I'm casting fly on myself, which gives me 60 fucking movement speed. Let's see this son of a bitch get away from me now.
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna fly 120 feet after him if I have to.
So yeah, you can keep sight of him. Are you gonna do anything else while flying?
It's not. I can't on my turn because fly is an action.
Right, but I'm like, if you have a bonus action or anything you could do, I didn't know.
I don't think I have a bonus action spell, unfortunately.
Okay. Elizabeth, you are tending to Vistoria.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm giving her a once over. Just saying, hey, it's okay. Valem's here. We've got friends with your family. Just again reassuring and seeing if she's strong and healthy, seeing if she can help me get Casper something or tell me what's happening with Casper.
Yeah,
whatever information she can give me, really.
Yeah, so she, seeing you, and she's starting to you know, try to engage and see what's going on around her. She sees the dead wizard. I think she kind of stands up, and again, she seems healthy, like she doesn't seem sick at all. But I think she like kicks the wizard in the ribs, and he's already dead. And she leans over and starts to like pat Casper on the cheek, and she's trying to rouse him, and he's just not rousing at all. There
Okay.
appears to be no response from him at all. Valem.
Well, I
She
was
can't tell
continuing
me.
the chase, so I'm still kind of tearing after him. If I'm able, I'd like to take a guiding bolt shot at him.
Yeah, you can try to do that. Okay. That does not hit actually. So the guiding bolt just like flies off. You're running and trying to do this at the same time,
Mhm.
so you're really unable to aim, and it just flies off. It gets close to him, but it just
Mhm.
slams into the bricks against him. Some of the bricks explode, and he just like keeps going. Um, but if you do that, it means you only get to run 30 feet instead of your normal 60. So you're basically
Yeah,
going to
that's
lose.
fine.
Okay.
I mean, you probably see Celinda flying after him at this point too.
Um, Okay, so now it's the assassin's turn. He is just he's gonna keep running, and it's completely dark, Selenda. I know you can see, like you have dark. Actually, your dark vision is only up to 60 feet.
Yeah, but I can't be that far away from him.
Are you within 60 feet? Because that's important.
I can fly 60 feet per.
I know, but I'm
per
saying how high
action.
off the ground, like how far away from him?
Probably not that far. Like probably like maybe 10 feet off the ground and right on his ass.
Okay. Yeah. So he sees you flying after him. Because I don't think you're like making it trying to hide.
I mean, I only cast fly on myself because I wanted the extra movement speed because I didn't want this fucker to get away from me. So I'm
Right.
not like flying like 100 feet up in the air.
Yeah, no, that's
chasing him.
fine. I get it. But that's important mechanically here. So he's
Yeah.
gonna turn around and take a light crossbow shot at you,
That's fine.
which misses you entirely. And like you see him reloading on the fly, and he's still gonna run though. Like he's still trying to get the fuck out.
How bad does he look?
He looks pretty rough. Like he's still. I mean, he's still on his feet. He's still moving at a good clip, but yeah, he's hurt.
Is there anything? You know what? I'm just gonna use Ice Storm on him. It's my turn.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use Ice Storm on him then.
Okay. Is that a dex save? Yeah. So I didn't realize these guys actually have evasion. So so he actually automatically saves for half.
Well, fuck these guys.
So he takes 6 plus 9 is 15.
He's also in difficult terrain now.
Okay. All right. Elizabeth, like, are you still tending to Vistoria?
Yeah, I'm trying to get information, like if she can tell me anything and things like that. Like she's not gonna leave. She knows everybody else is chasing after. She knows what Celinda's capable of. Where's Harumi? Whatever.
Miyuki.
Jeez, I have Harumi stuck in my head, and I don't know why.
I think that she's actually I think she's just going through the thieves like their shit. Like she's like looking through their pouches for coins and that sort of stuff. Like
Okay,
she's
yeah,
taking
the bodies.
absolutely no interest whatsoever in what you're doing.
That's fine. She wants to get paid, let her. But right now, best concern would be family.
Okay. All right, Valem, you're falling behind.
Well, I don't think I did because he made an attack, so it means he didn't sprint either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he did.
he's still got like 30 feet.
He's also in difficult terrain right now, so it's half movement speed.
So yeah, I just keep heading in the same direction, and I'll be like 10 feet away from him again.
Okay. What do you want to do?
And I'm just gonna pop another guiding bolt at him.
This guy is not getting away.
Bang!
Oh!
He ain't getting away from that.
Hadouken.
And then the next attack on him has advantage as well.
Just give me one moment, please. I'm just double checking something.
I love assassins. They're such little fuckers.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so he takes 27 damage. Okay. Yeah, so your guiding bolt slams into his back, and basically he trips. His whole body just slams into a brick wall, leaves basically a bloody imprint on the wall, and his body just collapses dead into the ice.
Good.
At this point, I think a couple things happen. One, he is absolutely dead. Um, Selenda is like floating not far away.
Very storm style.
You guys, well, Valem and Selenda at the very least, start to hear very rapid boot steps heading in your direction.
Putting out the light that's on my hair.
And there's a lot of them.
Shit, it's the guards.
Yeah. And why don't we cut back to the inn? What are you guys doing? Belly and you left.
I didn't go far, no. But yeah, I left. I'm outside.
Okay. Reginald, Alton, what are you guys doing?
Is Aldo still hanging out with us?
Oh yeah. He's absolutely sitting drinking, having a chat with you. Absolutely.
So, I mean, I guess I'd hang out and chat for a little bit and say, I guess I'd say, well, I got a couple more bottles of this. I'd like you to complimentary, but let your patrons tomorrow try them out during the rush, and we'll see how well it's liked, and then I'll be back tomorrow to ideally sign a contract with you guys, and it'll be the first establishment in Waterdeep to sell Ramsbottom wines.
Yeah, and Kaylin is like, well, that's mighty generous of you. I don't know if I could just take it from you. I feel bad about that.
Well, it's a gift if you sign the contract. If you don't, you can just buy the bottles tomorrow. And no one has to have a guilty conscience.
Yeah, and I think that Aldo kind of chimes in. He says, "Absolutely, man. That's a hell of a generous thing for you to do, man. Wow." He said, "This is mighty fine wine. Callan, I don't think we're gonna have any problem selling this whatsoever." And Callan just like nervously like smiles at him, like, "Okay." And Aldo says, "Well, it's getting late, fellas. I mean, I was gonna hit the hay pretty soon. I hope you guys are gonna do the same. Hopefully I see you back here tomorrow."
Indeed. It's quite a pleasure to meet you. Aldo, was it?
Yeah, man, Aldo. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Ramsbottom, or Lord Ramsbottom, I guess. Lord Ramsbottom of Baldur's Gate. I feel like that's a name I'm gonna remember.
Do. And can I make an insight check when he says Lord Ramsbottom? Because I never said I was a lord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you do notice it's kind of strange that he said that.
Well, shit.
Um,
He knew you guys.
Alton, are you doing anything while they're having this conversation?
Honestly, I figure at this point, considering they're discussing business, and that wouldn't, I'd blow our cover completely trying to chime in on that. I'm keeping an eye on the rest of the people at the bar, seeing what they're doing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, all of the commoners have left, like all the nobles and what have you. The other people are just kind of sitting around, maybe a card gamer here, but it's very quiet. Very few people are having any sorts of conversations.
Are all of these people armed, or are they just kind of?
I mean, a
various
number of
watchers?
them, from what you can see, are armed. Yes, but like they're not
All right,
pulling
then.
weapons or anything. Not like like some of them have their swords like leaned up against the table with them or what have you. It's not like they don't look ready for a fight necessarily.
All right then.
Okay.
And I will poke at Oz to tell if he can tell me where the employees all are. Are they like bustling around the room, still cleaning up? Or are they all in the back? Where's
Yeah,
the cat?
at this point, Isabel and Misha are in the kitchen, and they're both sort of cleaning up, and there seems to be like an unspoken conversation between the two of them. Like there's an obvious tension in the room between them. But yeah, they're not really saying anything. They're just in there kind of washing dishes and cleaning up after the evening's activities, as they often do.
All right. I can't picture me catching the Lord thing, so yeah, that's all I've been doing the entire time.
Okay. All right. So cutting back to Elizabeth, Selena, and Valem. Elizabeth, you're at this point. Um, Vistoria is like, stroking Casper's hair, and she's trying to rouse him. He is not rousing at all. He doesn't look like he's getting worse in front of your eyes, but he's not. He does not appear conscious. Oh, she AFK'd, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes,
did,
she
okay.
did.
So that's what Elizabeth's doing. Selenda and Valem, you guys hear these boots, and they're getting imminently close.
I think we need to make a quick getaway, Balaam.
Can you carry me?
I
Or
could try. I
cast
think it will
flight
half my
again?
movies. I could. I know I can't. If I cast fly again, I'll lose the fly that I'm using, and I don't have any fifth level
Higher spell slot.
fourth spells. Yeah, I'm not at second
All right.
level. But
Well, save
just
yourself.
run. No, Balaam, run. Wait. She drops down and she casts fly on him, and she stays behind, and she punch me, punch
What?
me, and fly.
And the it's getting
Punch
very
me and
close.
fly.
I punch her and then I take off.
She dispels her ice storm, and she like falls down on the ground.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, Elizabeth, as you were AFK and I forgot. Vistoria is trying to pat Casper. She's stroking his hair. She's trying to pat him on the cheek. She's trying to rouse him. He won't rouse. Like he doesn't appear dead, but he's not conscious, and he doesn't appear to be getting any better.
Yeah. So Beth will glance over. Miyuki, still need your help over here.
And she just cocks an eyebrow.
And Beth just kind of gives her that stern look. Like, come on.
And she just sort of casually walks over to you, and you see she's like flipping a coin purse in her hand, and she just like shrugs at you, like, "What can I do?"
Do you know what's wrong with him?
Shakes her head.
Do you think you can help carry him? We need to get out of here.
And she makes a face that's like, I don't want to.
I didn't ask if you wanted to. I said, could you?
She kind of shrugs. She like reaches down and begins to pick him up.
Does she seem to be able to get it on her own, or does Beth need to help?
Yeah, she's having trouble balancing him. He's heavier than he looks. Like she can get him mostly up, but she's not going to be walking right.
All right, hang on here. Oh, well, it's not negative at least.
Yeah.
So Beth will help.
Okay, so you kind of try to help balance, and Vistoria says to you, where are we going? Shouldn't we stay here? Where's Valem?
Hey, hang on, Vistoria. You gotta take a deep breath, honey. We've got friends. We're working on it, one thing at a time. We found you. We've got friends with your family. Valem followed the guy so he couldn't alert them. The last guy.
Okay.
Just take it easy, and I'll kind of motion for to start moving towards the stairs. See if we can kind of. And I just want to listen at the bottom of the stairs to see if I can hear if they're still fighting up there or what.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely don't hear anything coming from the stairs. It's just complete silence.
Okay, so yeah, we'd start heading up slowly.
Okay. Yeah, Vistoria is trying to help you, like she wants to help with Casper, and she just keeps trying to like pat him and trying to return some sort of life to him.
Do you know what's wrong with him?
They've been keeping him like this. I don't know. Can you fix him? Can you?
If we can't, your brother can.
Oh God, we gotta go. Hurry. And she's like, yeah, she doesn't care about being quiet. Like she's just helped, like trying to push you up the stairs.
Yeah, Vistoria, if you're not quiet, we're gonna get caught. All right, there's a lot going on, and I need you to just trust me and calm down.
Yeah, she just gives you a stern nod, but yeah, she's still pretty spooked.
Yeah.
Valem, what are you doing? You're just flying away?
I flight away from the immediate area, but I want to head back, like in the general vicinity of the building we were just in. But like I'm flying up,
Okay.
like
Yeah, yeah.
into the darkness, kind of.
Sure, sure. Okay. Selenda, you hear the boots, like right at the end of the alley from you. And then you hear some muttering between some voices, and then they just kind of run over to you. Um, and you hear a female's voice. And she seems to be giving orders. She's saying, "What happened here?" She said,
She just acts like she's unconscious.
and she's not talking to you, like she's talking to her guards, but she says, "Is she alive?" And the guards like come over, and one of them's like touching you, and he's like reaching for a pulse, and he starts like basically smacking you in the face. It's like, ma'am.
What? What happened? I.
It's like there must have been some accident. Are you well? Can you stand? And he like begins to try to help you up. Meanwhile, like a couple of the other guards have gone over to look at the now decaying corpse that Balaam destroyed, and they're looking back, and you haven't seen anything yet. You're sort of playing this like possum game, and
Yes.
you hear the woman's voice. She says, "Bring him over here." And her. Is she awake? And the guard says, "Yes, ma'am. She seems to be conscious." And the woman kind of starts to step over to you. And even in the darkness, you can see as you look up to this female voice. You see a face that you might remember.
If
or-
this is Kella, I swear to God.
Or rather, not a face, but let's say a mask that covers a face.
Okay.
And she
Is
says,
it Miyuki?
it's not. She says, "I believe I remember you." She's speaking from behind this mask. "The last time you were in my city, you were causing some trouble, as I recall."
Mm.
Oh,
Oh, when the Giants came.
There you go.
yep, it's the
Giant.
yep.
And she says to the guards, "We're bringing her in. Wait for the physiker. See what happened to him." She said, "What's your name?"
As a physiker, I'll be fine.
"The physiker is not for you. You're coming with us." And she like wraps a stern arm like around your arm. She said, "Shall we?" And she like forcefully begins walking you to the street.
But I haven't done anything wrong.
I'm the victim here.
And like she kind of like leans over and says quietly, "I'll be honest. I've been dreaming of this moment." And she just sort of pulls away from you and like continues to like force you through the street. So she's like walking you somewhere, you don't know where.
Well, fuck.
Meanwhile, Valem, you're kind of flying above, above the house. You can barely see as the back door opens and Elizabeth comes out. Miyuki is there. It looks like carrying somebody. And then there is what I think you can reasonably assess as your sister.
I should note that Beth's being very cautious every step of the way. She doesn't know if more people are coming. She doesn't know where everybody went at this point. So, like, she'd open the door carefully before kind of stepping out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So Valem, you see them down there. Do you want to do anything?
Now, in relation to where the guards in that are, can I tell, like, are the guards moving towards them, or were they more focused with Celinda? None of them actually headed back that way or anything like that?
No. The guard seems to be taking Celinda somewhere, and there's two other guards that are staying on the scene. But no one
Okay.
appears to be. I mean, there's a couple people standing patrol, but nobody's like coming in your direction now.
Okay, then I kind of swoop down at the door and land like a superhero.
Superhero landing.
Told you he'd be here. I'm just gonna say to his sister. Again, I'm trying to keep her calm with a little bit of lighthearted.
And just immediately, as soon as I see my sister, I grab her and just kind of bear hug her.
Yeah, and I
Totally
think
worth getting arrested for.
She kind of looks and she doesn't return the hug right away. Um, she says, she said, "Fix him, brother. Make him well again." And then
And yeah, I tell them to lay him down on the ground.
okay,
So we would, at least Beth would.
Um, I cast light just so I can see what's going on.
okay,
I start to go through my whole physician routine, open his eyes, try to get a reaction. I imagine can I get make a medicine check, I guess, to see if I see what
yeah. You
has
can make
been
me a,
done,
you can make me
kind
a medicine check. Okay, he is poisoned. It's you've never seen this sort of effect on a person from poison, though.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna cast protection on poison.
Okay.
It's my last second level spell slot.
Um, yeah. From what you see, there's no immediate effect. Um, like your light is kind of hanging over the scene, and you cast the spell, and nothing happens at first. And Miyuki is just standing there with her arms crossed, watching this. And then
Then
you start to see the green in his veins, sort of like pulls away a little bit, and his skin, which is basically almost all gray at this point, like you start to see a little bit of life begin to return to it.
I'll try cure wounds again. Again.
Okay. Yeah. Doesn't seem to have an effect.
Now, would I realize this as the person casting it?
Yeah, I mean he's still. I mean he's something is happening, but it's happening very very slowly, and the cure wounds at this point does not seem to be having an effect on him.
can I make him another medicine check to see if it's working and just needs time, like if he needs rest,
Yeah, you can make me a
or if
medicine
this
check.
is something that
Yeah, I mean from what it looks like, it seems to be working, but it's whatever this is. I mean this has got to be something deeply embedded in him because it's not taking right away.
yeah, he's gonna need time. We need to take him somewhere to rest. Miyuki, where are you staying? Is there a safe spot here? Is there somewhere we can go?
And I think she sort of snorts and just shakes her head like absolutely not. Like wherever she's going, she doesn't want you there.
Appreciate it. Good looking out.
Do you want me to go see if I can find someplace, Valen?
I mean, it would need to be somewhere we can take an unconscious body and no one would ask questions. Would I know if there are stables nearby, something that, wouldn't be, at night someone wouldn't be looking for?
Yeah, I mean, you could reasonably, I mean, you'd have to walk a ways, but yeah, you could find some stables. Especially closer to the trade ward, there would definitely be some stables.
Well, hopefully using my knowledge of the city, I'd like to use as many side streets as we can to get to like a stable, somewhere we can go where there's hay, somewhere we can just lay them down. No one's going to interrupt us for the night, kind of thing.
Okay, sure. Yeah, yeah. But it's going to take you some time because you're going to have to carry Casper. But yeah, you can make your way. It doesn't take you long, I think, to realize like as soon as you guys start heading in that direction, Miyuki just vanishes.
Great help from Alistair.
Exactly.
Um, and
But served a purpose, I guess.
yeah, so you guys can find some stables. There are obviously horses asleep here, so someone's going to have to make an animal handling check to not upset the horses.
Ugh.
Yeah. So
With advantage, maybe?
Valem screws the
Oh
pooch,
man!
but Elizabeth actually manages. Valem, basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to calm the horses with Casper still over your shoulder.
Yeah.
And the horses are obviously panicked because of him. But Elizabeth kind of comes up, I imagine, and pushes you aside, and then she sort of calms the horses and starts stroking their manes.
Yeah, you fix him. I'll fix them.
Yeah, and the horses begin to get pretty rattled, but then Elizabeth starts making the rounds, and just sort of calms down the horses, maybe gives them a little snack, and they all
Yeah,
sort of
finds the
like,
feed, pulls an apple out of my bag.
yeah, and they all start to calm down. So you guys can spend the night in the stables if you'd like.
Yeah, wouldn't bother
Yeah.
Beth.
Meanwhile, Selenda, you're being dragged off to God knows where,
Lovely.
and Bellion, are you you're still outside of the bar? You want to do anything?
Yeah, I was actually essentially going to go outside, put my my armor back on, like kind of dip into an alleyway, like down the street a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
double back towards the back door.
Okay. Yeah, the only back door that you can find goes into the kitchen.
Yeah, I know. I'm seeing if there's someone out there.
Outside, you mean outside of the kitchen?
Yeah? Is there a guard or anything?
Roll me a perception check.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Well, okay. Since I have no clue what anyone else is doing, I'm going in.
Okay. Yeah. So
Is the door locked?
the door is not locked. Yeah, and so you open the door, and why don't you roll? Are you trying to do it quietly? I assume.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a little quieter than usual.
Okay, so roll me stealth. Okay. All right. So you begin to head in. Yeah. And as you do so, you're kind of standing at the back of the kitchen, and you're staring at the backs of Isabel and Misha, and they just appear to be kind of washing dishes, and there's no conversation happening between the two of them.
I close the door behind me,
Okay.
and I make sure it clicks so they can hear it. Like I close it a little hard.
Okay.
That doesn't sound like super strange.
Yeah. So they hear the door close, and immediately they both spin around. And I think when that happens, the pan that Misha was holding onto and washing drops.
Okay.
And it slams into the sink, and you just hear this like clang sound. Echoes through the whole kitchen.
And I'm sure they recognize me. I was in the tavern all night long.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of immediately bring the finger to the lips and just kind of make the motion
Mm-hmm.
and start approaching them. With my weapons, like, they're out, but they're not, like, drawn.
Okay. Yeah, I think Isabel kind of pulls Misha behind her, as if to defend her daughter, because she assumes that you're here to steal them or kill them or worse.
Yeah. Well, they're
Um,
not wrong on one of them.
yeah, and so there is a bit of panic there. Reginald and Alton, you're back at the table with Aldo, and you guys can hear the clang of the pan. You notice in the front of the room that a number of the people suddenly like take notice of that. And Aldo even seems to perk up a little bit. And Aldo looks at Kayla and he says, "Well, man, it's been a good night, but I think the ladies need our help in the kitchen. What do you say?" And Kaylin, excuse me, looks at Reginald and he says, "Yes, of course, and it is getting rather late. We will, of course, share these wines with our patrons, and we'll speak tomorrow, okay?"
Must you go now? Are you sure you wouldn't like a glass of brandy? I also
And
sell brandy.
Aldo kind of turns back. He's like, "Well, I think we've had enough to drink, don't you think, Kaylin? I'm getting pretty wiped out, man." He said, "Reginald, it's been a real pleasure. Maybe we can enjoy that brandy tomorrow. What do you say?" Hello.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about whether or not I want to drop the bullshit, but I guess I'll look to Alton and say, "Well, do you think we should be getting back?"
Probably. My captain's going to be a little pissed if I come back too late. She's probably going to think I went wenching again.
Well, I'll explain that we're closing a deal. She'll understand. It's for her own benefit. She needs to make as much coin on this shipment as possible, so the more business deals we make, the better.
Very true. Very true. All right, then. And I will start to get up.
Okay. Yeah.
And I will check in with O's.
Okay. Yeah. Oz tells you that that weird friend of yours just walked into the kitchen, and tells you that Isabel and well, he tells you that the human women are kind of panicked, and I think Aldo stands up and kind of reaches out to shake your hands. He says, "Well, it's been a good night, gentlemen. If you don't mind." He kind of like gestures to the front door for you guys to head out for the evening.
Absolutely. Do you mind if I nick a biscuit? We've been here forever, it seems. Oh, and I need to pay you.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's a fair thing. Well, you're coming back tomorrow. We can just settle up then. What do you say? Also,
Biscuit for the road does sound delightful, though.
it does, and I'll tell you if I
Got
ever
quite
find,
a walk to travel back to the ship.
Yeah, he says, and I'll tell you what, if I ever find a place that serves good biscuits, I will make sure to let you know. And he like gestures for the door.
Harsh, man. Harsh.
Like, are you guys going to the front door?
I am definitely starting towards the front door, but I am telepathically saying he's back there, and they're terrified of him, and I think we're screwed.
Okay, Bellion, what are you doing?
I just give him and then I cross my arms, look at the door, and say very quietly, "Call Aldo."
You say that to them?
Yes.
You're telling them to call Aldo.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think Isabel is at this point just panicked. She says, "Why would I do that? Who are you? What do you want?"
Oh, so you don't? I mean, I was sent by Vellum. If you don't want him to die, I suppose that's fine.
And Isabel is just completely panicked. Like she does not know, she doesn't understand what you're telling her.
We are here to get you out. I'm going to hide. I'm going to turn him into something like a cat, hopefully. And you're going to run.
And Isabel takes a step forward in your direction. She says, "I'm not leaving without the rest of my family."
Unfortunately, we do not know where they are.
Well, then I'm not leaving. And she like takes a step back as if to defend Misha.
What room do you stay in?
She says, "Who are you? What?" And she like looks out the kitchen door, and she kind of begins to yell. She says, "Kaylin, we could use your help in here." And like you hear Reginald, you hear Kaylin, and he's there. He says, "Well, it's been a fine night, guys. I wife's calling me. I better go." And he like reaches out his hand to shake your hands.
And I'll shake his hand and I'll say, "If you need help with anything," and I'll kind of stare at him and let the silence hold for a second. "Just let me know."
"Oh, of course. Thank you, sir. Thank you, of course." And Aldo, he says, "Nah," he said, "we do appreciate your assistance, man. We need anything, we'll make sure to let you know."
Although you could go back to your friends now, I'm sure you've been.
"Oh, well," he said, "you're right. Thank you. I think I'm going to go get a drink of water." He turns to walk for the kitchen.
And I'm gonna.
I'm still heading for the door, but I know there's a back door because I got O's, so.
Okay.
I'll shake Kaylin's hand a little bit more and just kind of lean in and say, "Just be ready. Things might happen." And I'll head towards the front door. But I won't. I'll head slowly. I'll just kind of slowly walk out, and then I'm gonna actually turn and like go back and pick up my contracts because I set some on the table that I forgot.
Okay. All right.
So it's just to buy myself a couple minutes of being in there.
Okay. Alton, what are you doing?
After I get out the front door, assuming that are there like is this like a bunch of windows? Are there people watching us leave?
Well, I mean, there are still people in the restaurant inside that see you leaving.
More once I get outside, can they still see me from inside?
I mean, there's maybe a few windows, but yeah, I mean that's you could like there's not it's not wall to wall windows.
Is he
Okay.
too short for the windows?
That's the next question, actually. Can they see me?
I mean, they could probably barely see the top of your head. Like if you crouch down, you could probably reasonably hide.
All right. I'm going to crouch down and start making my way for the back door.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check with advantage. Belly, and as you're standing there in the kitchen, Aldo turns the corner into the kitchen and he looks to you and he looks over at Isabel. And like he doesn't flinch. He says, I could tell, man. I could tell you had a thing for her. She's real beautiful, isn't she? He says, she's a
She
little
really
young,
is.
though, man. And he like walks right past you to get himself a glass of water.
Pleasure to see you again, Aldo.
Yeah, man,
So-
your voice sounds kind of funny there, but
Oh, does it?
yeah, well, considering you've been lying to me all night, man, I mean,
Oh, of course, of course.
not really a shock to me. But listen, you don't want to do this. I don't know who you are. I don't particularly care. If y'all could just leave, that'd be great.
I was looking for the work, as I said.
Yeah, well, listen, man, if you want to drop the charade, that's great. But otherwise, like, you could just get out.
I was looking for the work. I heard you might be hiding.
And he kind of turns to you. And, like, he's pouring himself a glass of water. He turns.
No lying, just so you guys know.
So, wait, you are lying to him?
Oh yeah, I don't want to fucking work for him.
Okay, so then when you say that. Yeah, so roll me a deception check then.
Why? Why, dice?
Well, Sean rolls pretty shit. Maybe his insight will be bad.
Point.
So he says, well, I mean, I'm always looking for good folk, but here's the thing, man. I don't trust you at all. So you want to have this conversation, I'm all for it. Not tonight. Come back tomorrow.
Of course. I suppose I could bring you someone if that would make it better.
I don't even want to begin to wonder what that means, man.
Very reasonable. So we both know where we're standing. You own the place, right?
No, I don't know. What are you talking about, own the place?
Oh, you just done it for the moment? Don't lie to me.
He's like, what
I
are you
won't
talking
lie to
about,
you.
man? I don't own this place. Caitlin owns this place. It's Old Fox, man.
Uh-huh. We'll talk tomorrow about some work.
He said, yeah, man. Well, it's late. Door's right there. You let yourself in. Obviously, you can let yourself out.
Oh, of course. And I am going to dimension door out. I'm not going to walk out. I'm going to go about 300 feet down the road.
Okay.
Instead of the people that are waiting outside.
All right. Elton, what are you doing? I don't think you see any of this happen.
No, I don't, unfortunately. So I'm going
Always
to the
does.
back door. Well, no, I'm going all the way to the back door first before leaning up against the wall and trying to figure out what's going on and waiting for Reginald. And yeah.
Yeah, so as you kind of creep to the back door, Alton, you maybe hear some voices inside, but you don't hear Bellion. You just hear, what sounds like Aldo, maybe a couple of the Miras family.
All right. I will ask Oz what's happening and what happened and hopefully get a coherent response.
Yeah, and Oz relays what just happened. I mean, he's probably pretty excitable because he thinks this is like a really dramatic show that he just saw.
Yeah, knowing him.
And I think what happens here is Oz tells you, he says, listen, boss, this is pretty exciting stuff. You're not going to believe this. That friend of yours, he's going to betray you.
Can I roll an insight check to see if Oz knew Bellion was lying?
I guess so. So yeah,
Shit, he gonna betray me.
yeah. So you absolutely believe like what Oz is telling you.
Got no reason not to. Well, isn't that lovely?
Yep. So Reginald, what are you doing? You're just like hanging out by the front door?
Yeah, I mean, once I've got my stuff and I've dilly-dallied for as long as I can, I'll take one last look around and then step out the door.
Okay. All right. Last thing, we're going to cut back to Selenda as this woman is with one of her guards. She's effectively dragging you through the streets of Waterdeep. And
Okay.
at some point, a couple of other guards come up and she sort of like asks them to come with her. Well, commands them to come with her, more like. And she sort of like walks with you all the way down the street. You're walking for like 20 minutes.
Before that happens,
Okay.
Slinda whispers to her, Kella. She get a reaction.
Nope.
Kella Darkhope. And she uses alter self to transform herself into Kella Darkhope.
Okay.
Thought it would be so easy to catch Kella Darkhope, didn't you? And she dimension doors. I'm burning all of my sorcery points to create a 5th level spell slot, and I'm dimension dooring out of there.
Why can't I?
Bye!
Oh my god.
I mean, you can...
It only
Damn.
costs 7. It only costs 7 sorcery points to create a 5th level spell slot. So I definitely have enough.
Don't you only need to do a 4th level
Yeah,
anyway?
I only
Yeah,
need 4th. So I think that's 6. I can cast 6 though, or 4th though. So I'll burn 6.
The thing here is, I'm wondering, and I honestly don't know. These people, she's holding on to you when you do this.
It's a verbal.
I
So unless
understand-
she's gagged me.
I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying that because it's somatic. I'm saying I don't know how well it works when she's holding on to you. Like if you try to teleport when someone's holding on to you, theoretically they teleport with you.
She'd have to be willing.
She'd
Well,
have
see,
to be
that's
willing.
that's the thing. If she's unwilling, I'm wondering if that would not cause.
I should have no problem teleporting away from her if she's not willing.
But what I'm saying
just
is she's
can't
got her
get her.
hands firmly on you. So at the very least, you're going to take some damage. Because you're basically trying to rip yourself away from her magically.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So
I guess.
yeah, like she's trying to, like imagine trying to hold on to like a house and trying to teleport. Like it's going to cause, I'm not saying she's as strong as a house, but like she's going to resist. She's going to try to pull you back. So you're both going to take 19 damage, bludgeoning damage. You will teleport away from her, but you do have to like tear yourself away from her. So you do take some damage in the process.
Okay.
Where do you end up?
500 feet. Oh, probably right back at the house. Inside the house.
The jeweler's place?
Yeah.
Okay.
If that's within 500 feet, then yeah. Definitely out of her sight.
Sure, of course. Okay. All right. Yeah, so yeah, I think we'll just break there. I don't have a good
You do
thing.
that, and the place is empty.
Yeah, and it's completely pitch black.
That's okay. She just wanted somewhere to go that this bitch couldn't see her.
Okay.
Because obviously this chick wants her fucking blood.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll pick up there next week.
Yay!
All right.
She's probably so pissed at me now.
He's
Boy.
pissed at you.
I had a
I
feeling
think
you
you're
would.
gonna get backstabbed.
Yeah, you do.
And Beth is quite happily sleeping in a barn.
I'm gonna punch Alistair in the face for sending this Miyuki jerk.
You could have waited.
Jesus.
You could have waited.
She did exactly what she was asked to do.
She did. She
Ridiculous.
was a lot of help, but
You could have waited until she
Yeah.
found the next hiding spot and come and got you.
All right. All right, so we'll pick up there next week, all right?
All
All right.
right.
Sounds-
It
Well,
took-
regardless of how this recording goes, I definitely want this up because there are endless amounts of